when you're young and impressionable, if you like some art, I think you assume you will like all types of art. And so you kind of pursue every different avenue of self expression. And that doesn't mean necessarily trying stuff yourself, but just being open minded, being like, yeah, pottery, cool, man. And then at a certain point, you kind of slide into what you like. And at least for me, I felt guilty about thinking pottery sucked or other stuff. And I guess pottery is a bad example because I guess I'm kind of I'm nonplussed. I don't really know enough about pottery, and I could give a shit. I could not give a shit. But there's certain things, for example, art installations. Go to a art gallery and they had all this weird shit laid out everywhere. When I was a young Padawan, I was like, oh yeah, cool, man. Sweet. There's a little story around this piece. Let's check it. And then at a certain point, I was like, yeah, I think I hate this shit. And I was in denial about it for a little while. And then at a certain point, I was like, yeah, no, this sucks. I'm not wasting any more time with this type of stuff. And yeah, I'm just gonna stick to the things that I enjoy and not waste my time because life's too short. And yeah, I think the important thing to remember is that sometimes these things are not about the art is not about the art. It's about getting fucking laid. Let's get real. It's a conduit to the opposite sex in terms of actually going out into the world and being able to, bump into other people and meet other people, have some cheap fucking white wine. Why do fucking art gallery events love cheap white wine? Whenever I think of those type of events that I've been to in the past, I just think of like bad white wine breath breathing all over me and chicks with fucking like horizontal fringes just above their eyebrows. Um, yeah, but it's important to go to that stuff when you're younger and I don't know, pretend you care because it'll help get you laid. It's like an accessory. Like I've realized that art installations kind of like I don't know, a dead Kennedy's t-shirt or something. When you're in your 20s, it's a good way to peacock, to be like, yeah, this is what I'm into. Check me out. I'm young and virile. You're young and virile. Let's get together and start knocking boots. uh yeah, but at a certain point, like much with band t-shirts, it starts having the opposite effect. Like if you're on the wrong side of 40 and you're wearing a dead Kennedy's t-shirt, that's a bad example because there's such a fucking like punk is everything, man. There's no such thing as fashion. But I don't know. What's a young hip thing? Uh Fucking hell. LCD sound system. They're not cool anymore. What's fucking cool? I don't know. Insert cool band here here now. Um if you're over 40 and you're wearing that band t-shirt, you will actively repulse young, hot members of the opposite sex because they're like, oh, fuck, I like that band. And this old guy likes him as well. So, they're either going to turn against you or the band or both. Most likely both. Um, so I think that, like, long story short, you should either actually care or pretend to care about ridiculous art installations, as long as it's an accessory that can help get you laid. Like no one gives a fuck about what music you listen to over the age of 30. Kind of the same with this type of art stuff. No one really cares that you're there. And really, to be clear, this is advice purely for men here. Women could go and hang around, um, at a fucking an island in the middle of a highway and still find guys who want to fuck. Like it's a different setup. Hunters and gatherers. Like so if you're a dude, you can go to these things and meet members of the opposite sex and then I don't know, you might then go see a band or something like that. So you shouldn't be too judgmental. At a certain point, you should really give a fuck and not waste your time. I saw this. I've become hip to this art collective called Kirak, Keeping It Real Art Critics, who are based out of the Netherlands. And I learned about them because they've become embroiled in this recent controversy with the French writer Michel Houellebecq, because they lured Houellebecq to Amsterdam and promised him that some young art ho would fuck him if he comes, because they all want to sleep with the famous writer. And so, sure enough, some young Dutch hottie got into bed with Houellebecq and fucked him, and they filmed it apparently. And I don't know, their content is strange because it's like this weird, it's like a reality show, but like almost like behind the scenes of the art world, and you're not sure what's real and what's not. But anyway, there's a big controversy because Houellebecq signed a release, and but then changed his mind afterwards, saying I was extremely depressed and you got me drunk, and I don't want the film to come out. It's going to be extremely embarrassing for me and my wife. And the Kirak folks were like, "Fuck you, we want to put it out," and I think they won. So anyway, that's all happening right now. But I discovered their content and it's intriguing. And through looking at their Instagram page, they one of their other videos, a lot of their videos seems to be just them fighting amongst themselves. There's one guy with the money who kind of funds it all, this older Dutch guy, and then he's always like getting into having tiffs with the main Kirak dude. I think it's a husband and wife team, the main players in it, and he's an American guy. So I think it's mainly the old Dutch guy and the American guy bickering with each other. But in one of their other videos, there's some like opening thing and a at an art gallery, and this kind of like flaming art curator guys walking around, and then some dude walks in like a really nice like a coat, like a leather jacket or something, and he's an older guy, and they were like, oh, he's they were disgusted by him because he was wearing some animal product, some garish animal jacket, but leather jacket that you shouldn't be wearing in 2023. And they were repulsed by his look and the fact that he was there, but then they were like, oh, I think he's some really rich, famous art collector, and he became cool again and by default fuckable. So therein lies your answer, right? You, if you're young and you go to an art event and suffer through the cheap white wine breath and horizontal fringes, you might find someone to have sex with, and but then you got to sit it out through your middle age. But then when you become an old geezer, if you've got a bit of a few shekels in the bank, then you can kind of waltz back in wearing something offensive, and then when people find out you've got money and you can fund the kind of laundering that occurs through the art industry, then you'll be fuckable. And yeah, so you'll kind of go full circle. Those are my thoughts on how to navigate the art world. It's a mean fucking world out there, folks. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and stay away from cheap white wine. Terrible stuff.